Hello and welcome to the third episode of Moose Talk. Um, to start it off, first off, I deeply apologize for not, you know, getting to this podcast when news happens with the Mooseheads. I'm sorry. I apologize that I haven't posted anything for this podcast in a week, in over a week. I'm I'm sorry I got distracted by um other personal other personal stuff. Um Nothing serious though. It's just me getting distracted by other things I'm interested in, not putting my number one focus on this podcast, which I want to, grow, keep it moving season by season, until I get tired of it. And with that said, we have some news, fellas. Where should I begin? I'll start off from the training camp cuts, because there's been some training camp cuts in the past week. So if I can get that 1 second. 1 second. Give me a minute. Oh, fucking tired, sorry. This might be a long one. Okay. Okay, so back on the 23rd, there were some initial cuts from the GoodLife Fitness training camp for the team. Only about 35 total players remained. Only about. And those players were as follows: Will Bent, Jamie Calla, Sean Carrier, Chase Cleary, Junior Gualberto, Will Hughes, Quinn Kennedy, Oleg Kulibiakin, Cole McLeod, Patrick McNabb, Emmerich Menard, Jaden Napon, Evan Nee, Mateo Norbert, Keith Olympia, who signed actually a day after the initial cuts were made. Paul Sinchnig, Jackson Smale, Maverick Fistel, Danny Walters, Duncan Anderson, Nicolas Blanchette, Jack Cameron, Eddie Doyle, Brendan Espinal, Samuel Fishbone, Jake Donatelli, Malik Italian, Cam Manella, Owen Phillips, Brady Smith, Logan Truin, Nico Eshin, Chandler Bell, Jack Fichthorn, and Carson Mertz. So, Aaron Carrier, Champagne, Cote Kazan, Odell, Ruel, Ryan, Jordan Shaw, Yulan Verpaust, which I'm actually shocked that Verpaust was cut, because in the first game he actually in the first two games of training camp, the 5-1 loss to Cape Breton and the 9-4 win against Cape Breton, Verplest had 1 goal in the 2 games, and I think he had like a 54% face-off percentage. So he was looking really good. I don't really understand why, if I'm honest. So, other than Verplest, Michael Fournier, Gavin Sudds, Jack Bell, and William LaPlante were also cut. And just earlier today, some other cuts from the players who we had there were announced from the team, and some do come as a shock to me, if I'm completely honest. So who we got left on the team? The usual suspects like Will Bent, Sean Carrier, Quinn Kennedy, Oleg Kolibiakin, Patrick McNabb, Danny Walters, Brendan Espinal, Eddie Doyle, Cam Minella, Malik L'Italien. Those usual suspects. We also got Jamie Calla, Junior Gualberto, Will Hughes, Cole McLeod, Emmerich Menard, Jaden Napon, Evan Nee, Mateo Nobert, Keith Olympia, Paul Sinsnig, Jackson Smale, Maverick Fisdell, Duncan Anderson, Jack Cameron, Samuel Fishbone, Owen Phillips, Brady Smith, Nico Oshin, and the goaltending tandem has been set because Chandler Bell was cut. So our goaltending tandem for this season will be 2007 born Jack Fichthorn and 2008 born Carson Mertz, both American goaltenders. And we all know, as Mooseheads fans, the last time we had an American goaltender. Wait, let me double check that. Hold on. Fuck. We all know what happened the last time we didn't have. We had a goaltender not from Nova Scotia. Jacob Steinman. Took us on that miracle run in the playoffs in 24. In 25, I think it was. 25. Yeah, 25. Where we beat Drummondville in 7 in the first round as an underdog. Shocked me. And the tales of the GOAT, I argue, the GOAT behind Fukali, the GOAT, Matt Fitzrousseau, took us to the Q Finals in 22, I believe. And yeah, hopefully Fichthorn and Mertz live up to the expectations that we're holding them accountable for. So alongside Chandler Bell, Chase Cleary, Nicholas Blanchette, Jake Donatelli, and Logan Truin were also cut from camp. I'm shocked with Cleary here. I'm shocked with Cleary getting cut because let me get to it. I'm shocked with Cleary getting cut because, as per my Twitter account, I said, don't understand why Cleary got cut here. 2 goals in the first 2 games, 4 for 11 in the faceoff dot, 36.7%, and he was clearly he had skill in those 2 games. Even analyst Greg McDonald agreed with me here and said thought Cleary had a great camp and he will. I agree with McDonald here. Cleary will be on this team in the future. He'll be on the team next year for sure, for his draft year. He'll be on the team for next year for sure. For sure. Great player, great upside. Which also brings us to other news. Just broke about 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago. The Halifax Mooseheads traded a 2027 third and a 2028 third to Rouyn-Noranda for 2006 born forward Nathan Langlois, 20-year-old. Great pickup, I say. Because Langlois had 38 points in 44 games last season and had 10 points in the playoffs for the Huskies, which isn't bad, but that means the 2006 will get cut. That means basically, eventually Will Hughes will get cut. Either Will Hughes gets cut or one of the other 2006s, like Owen Phillips or Quinn Kennedy, are set to get traded. That just mean because Langlois is going to be definitely fill one of the overage spots on the roster. He's definitely as I see on a reply on the Mooseheads post from AJ Marash from AJ Marash, either Quinn or Phillips will be leaving. That's basically what I've been saying. So this means either Quinn Kennedy or Owen Phillips is getting traded, which I did see Danny Walters with the C in last night's preseason game. So that could mean that could mean something. Either Kennedy or Phillips are getting traded, or Will Hughes will inevitably get cut from camp. Will be part of the final cuts for training camp. One of those things is bound to happen. Upcoming schedule for the Herd. As we get the Isles, we play the Isles. We visit the Isles on the 29th at 4 p.m. And then the week after that, we visit the Sea Dogs in St. John for Friday the 4th of September at 7 p.m. And then the very next week on the 11th at 7 p.m. in Halifax. And then it's the regular season where we face the Eagles at Center 200 on the 18th at 7 p.m. And then the home opener on the 19th. I think the home opener on the 19th against Moncton. That's going to be a show. It's a good question. It's a good question on what's going to happen with our overagers, because we have 4 overagers in Nathan Langlois, Owen Phillips, Quinn Kennedy, and Will Hughes. It begs the question: what are we going to do? Who's getting cut? Who's getting traded? That's my question. That's, I think, the general fan base's question about this move. And how is it going to pay off? How is it going to pay off? How's it going to work? How's it going to work? Will Langlois perform, or will he underachieve? It gets you to ask, like, what, how. Um, it doesn't. I don't really know how. I don't really know based off the moves we've been making. I don't really know how the season's gonna play out now. We're definitely, yeah. There's no question that we're trying to contend. We're contenders. We're gonna be contenders this season. That's not a question mark. That's not a question mark. It's not a question mark on what we're gonna on if we're gonna be contenders. It's a question mark on what the team's gonna look like come opening night on the 18th versus Cape Breton. We obviously know who all is gonna stay. Kulibiak and Walters, Manila, Battalion, Manila Battalion. Ushin, Sinchnig, Carrier, Bent. We all know. We know those set of guys are staying on the roster. Those guys are staying for sure. It's just a question of two questions actually. One, how many of the who's leaving for the overages? The overagers. Is Quinity or is it Quinity? Fuck. Is Kennedy or Phillips getting traded, or are we inevitably going to cut Will Hughes? Because Will Hughes has been performing for the Herd. Hughes has been performing for the Herd. I can just check stats right now. Hughes had okay. Okay, wait. It'll be tough to cut Will Hughes because he's had 3 assists in 2 games. And he's been 10 for 21 in the face-off dot. 47% 47.6% in the face-off dot. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to cut him from the roster if inevitably it does happen. I don't see that as a possibility. I think Will Hughes is gonna make the opening night roster. I think he is. Phillips is definitely staying, so that means Quinn Kennedy's going. Where he gets traded, I don't know. Moncton, Newfoundland. maybe Cape Breton if they want to, build a super team. They already have Liam Lefebvre, Alonso Goslin, Lucas Beckman, Elias Schneider, and others that they picked up in the offseason. They're going to be a force to reckon with in the queue. It just puts a question mark, what's going to happen. It's kind of uncertain at this point. It's kind of uncertain. All in all, I see that move to get Nathan Langlois from the Huskies as a good move if we can make space for him. Because he can be a great third or fourth liner. A great third or fourth liner that can produce. With all that said, thank you very much for watching until the end, and make sure you tune in for whenever I drop another episode of this podcast. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.